All right, we're sharing recipes here on set. We are in for a very special treat today. Our guest is a former White House pastry chef who has crafted some of the most delicious and iconic desserts served at the White House.
Yeah, he's here to share stories from his time in the first kitchen, as well as share one of his dessert recipes. We enjoyed it last time. Please welcome the one and only Chef Bill Yosses back to the PIX11 Morning News. Great to have you back.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And we're thinking about all this stuff and kind of, what is served on things like an inauguration day, right? Yeah. And what exactly you bring to the table. So first off, let me ask you how you kind of wound up in the White House kitchen.
I wish I knew. It's typical that the chefs stay for many, many years.
Yeah.
My predecessor stayed for 30 years.
Right.
The executive chef, Christetta Comerford, who just retired, and she had also been there 30 years. She's a Filipino woman.
Yes.
And had a great, great career there. Wonderful lady. Anyway, so when somebody retires, they go out and look for new help. And I think this is what I'm guessing. I had some articles in magazines with pictures of desserts, and they probably said, "Oh, let's try this guy."
Yeah. I mean, obviously you've made desserts for huge events, inaugurations included.
Yeah.
But what was it like on the daily? What did you do on a daily basis as the pastry chef there?
Well, you write up a menu 2 weeks in advance. You submit it to the social secretary, who is kind of the go-between between you and the first family, and they sort of check off like, dislike, and then you serve those, kind of like a restaurant menu, but well in advance.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And and then you're responsible for serving, of course. So you see the first family every day.
So you were in the Bush and the Obama.
That's correct.
Administration.
How did their food choices differ? And was there anything when you kind of came across it, you're like, I don't know how to make that?
If you don't know how, you better learn.
Yeah, right.
There's no, you don't get any excuses. Well, their dessert choices differed greatly because President George W. Bush, I always say, never met a dessert he didn't like. He liked everything. But President Obama, only pies. Fruit
Really?
pies. Yeah, that's
Interesting.
That's it. He's on the record as having
Fruit
said
pies.
The pie guy.
Yep, the pie guy.
All right. Well, what are you making today?
Okay, so this is sort of a winter custard, we call it. So it's made with dried fruit, since there's not that many fresh fruits around at this time.
Okay.
So prunes, figs, cherries. One thing I always like to recommend is you can find fruits out of season in this kind of very simple kind of presentation.
Jar form.
So they're unsweetened, and we start out actually by just pouring these in the pan,
Okay.
and then for these larger pieces, of course they're dried, so they're a little bit tough.
Okay.
My favorite tool in the kitchen is a pair of scissors.
Yes.
You don't have to always chop everything.
Exactly.
Scissors are
kitchen
safer,
scissors.
and
I would have never thought to put prunes in a dessert pie.
well, this is this is like the winter part of
Yeah.
it. And so this is actually a dessert that originated sugar and eggs.
Okay.
This originated in the west of France, in Brittany, which has a Celtic tradition.
Okay.
And so all winter long, there was no fruits growing there.
I see.
So they would dry their plums and make prunes out of it. And the other thing that makes it palatable is they would normally put Armagnac, cognac, or brandy.
Oh, now we're
in.
talking.
Now it makes sense.
So they would, makes more sense now, right?
Okay.
Okay, and next step is we'll add melted butter.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Never enough for me.
Yeah. And then
Sift.
something I always recommend is sifting, because
What does that do?
so number one, it aerates what you're putting in. You see,
Okay. Yes.
so it doesn't become as thick.
Okay.
It also removes any lumps, because
Okay.
flour in the
yes,
cupboard
yes.
often gets humidified if it's in a
Right.
humid summer.
Clumps together.
So it clumps together. And even if doesn't already have clumps, when you add it to a liquid, sometimes the flour, you see that?
Yeah.
See, I don't know if you can get in close to there for the lumps. So now it's completely fluffy and light and
Okay, that makes
separated.
sense. 'Cause there's always a step I'm like, do I got to do this?
Yeah.
I want to skip the step, but
Oh, it's, you could, but you're going to have like little white specks in your cake.
yeah.
All right.
Which-
We're going to have to fast forward a
Yeah.
little bit. So we
Okay.
only have about a
Here we
minute
go.
or so left.
Here we go. Fast forwarding. Da-da. Okay, we're done.
Really?
Oh,
What?
wait, I'm sorry. One more thing.
A little bit
A little bit of vanilla
Okay.
and The recipe will be on your website.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay, milk, whole milk goes in. Okay, now we're done. Now,
Okay.
that's all it takes.
That's
I call
it?
it dump and stir.
Right, I
I
like
like
that.
the dump and stir.
It's really fast. Anybody can do it. You pour it into your cake mold, buttered cake mold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and bake at 400 degrees for 30 minutes.
Okay.
And you come up with this very rustic looking kind of dessert. Let me serve you a piece. Oh, I wanted to bring my special knife.
Ooh.
I was going to ask you what this was about.
I just returned from Bhutan where I was teaching a course
Okay.
in the
nice.
Himalayas. And this is kind of, oh yeah, you want a knife? Here's a knife.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So it's called
Oh, well, that's
Damascus
okay.
steel. And they're just amazing,
Wow.
amazing
That's
culture.
really, yeah.
Okay.
I'm
That's
using the flat side, not the sharp side. That's,
Oops.
don't do what he does, do what he says to do.
Okay.
That's
Thank
cool.
you.
It looks almost
Beautiful.
like historic.
And how long do you bake it for, did you say?
30 minutes. 30 minutes at 400. Of course, you got to keep checking.
Ooh,
'cause-
yummy.
Now, did anybody in the White House, you
Ooh,
made this for
that's
anybody in the
yummy.
White House?
Oh, yes, yes. We made this type of thing often. It's very versatile. You can make it in cupcakes. You can make it as a sheet, cut squares.
Yeah, that's
It's
good.
very useful.
You know, it's like not too sweet.
Yeah, we don't, and also I use this, I like to use kind of
Coconut
exotic
sugar.
sugar. So this is coconut sugar made from, so you have that little bit of fresh fruit flavor.
I'm a big
That's
fan.
delicious. I'm going to finish it.
Very good.
I'm flattered.
Chef
Chef-
Yosses, thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Come on back, okay? Because
Anytime.
I tried that boss cheesecake you made last time. I think I burnt mine a little too much.
Delicious.
Well, I'll try to improve next time.
No, you're
Okay.
great.
See
I
you
need
tomorrow.
work. Yeah. Come on back tomorrow. Yes, you can follow him on Instagram at Bill Yosses _Yosses. Okay.